USA in the Upna, and about 10,000 doctors. They really, and the engineers.
And these are Pakistani descent doctors,
okay.
Association of Physicians. Yeah.
Gee, they're about 30,000, okay?
Wow.
And they all want to come back. India, that's on the health tourism, and they were estimating to actually create a $10 billion industry by 2012, and they crossed 15 already. Diaspora back, they have a platform to enter into, ready-made. Okay, so they create a very, very welcome situation. They don't have to struggle. So for instance, yesterday, this could be the landmark for local healthcare and for the international standard, because it is made of international standards.
So some infrastructure is already present to fuel this
beautiful
health
infrastructure.
tourism.
All structures are there, all the requirements are there for a good internationally acceptable standards there. And if this goes very well, JCIT will recognize this, which is the American firm which actually certify that your facility is good enough for the insurance purposes.
Interesting.
And then your medical tourism starts coming in. So I'll just give you a little perspective. I don't know because you figure about 10 trillion. My research said that the global tourism in 2000 was about $475 billion revenue-wise. In 2017, it gone up to $1.3 trillion. This is one of the US sources.
The one I read was 7.8, but yeah.
Another thing is, what percent?
हाँ दोस्तों कार छोड़ के इसका लेना तो ले अब
वैसे भी बहुत है।
हाँ एक्टिंग का
आजकल वैसे भी हर कोई एक्टिव नहीं नहीं, इनका कहने का मतलब ये है कि पीएच लेवल पे मास्टर लेवल पे स्पेशलाइजेशन ये इनकी जो है ना वो स्कीम ऑफ स्टडीज़ हैं सारे। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा। ये इसमें
ब्लैक मैजिक कैमरा जो है
ये
आगे करो पेज, ब्लैक मैजिक कैमरा पेज आगे करो, एक और करो, एक और
इसी के प्रोस्पेक्टस पे ना एंड पे इनका बड़ा स्कीम ऑफ स्टडी भी होता है। इसके बदल के लिया हमें बदलना चाहिए था इन्होंने।
दीदी उन्हें अपने तरीके से बड़ी बेहतरीन टाइम खबरें देखी तो मैं नजर आऊँगा, मैं अपने रिश्तेदारों को भी बता दूँगा, गाँव में भी बता दूँगा, मैं
इसमें देखो मुझे मैं आ गया हुआ है।
टूरिज्म वाले भी डिफरेंट होता है।
ऐसे नहीं होता, बीट्स होती हैं मुख्तलिफ, हर बीट पे
वहाँ पे बहुत सारी न्यूज़ वाले हैं, लेकिन जब वो न्यूज़ चली तो वो सिर्फ पॉलिटिकल वे में उसको न्यूज़
भी बन जाएगी तो यहाँ पे आए उसको चलाए। वहाँ क्योंकि प्रोमिनेंट फिगर शेर रशीद था तो फोकस सारा चैनल जो है ना वो आपसे देगा रशीद। स्ट्रॉबेरी खाइए ज़्यादा, स्ट्रॉबेरी खाइए ज़्यादा।
कहाँ से
से रिलेटेड क्या है? अल्लाह की ज़मीन बहुत बड़ी है। हमारा भुट्टा बैठा है ना, तो करते हैं ना कि हम लोग बड़े बड़े सेम वही लग रहा है आगे बच्चों को इंशाल्लाह आपके स्टूडेंट
सर आपके लिए ना जीबी के लिए हमने एक ऑर्डर भी आ रहा है।
तो मैं अगर तो थोड़े 60 पूरे करते हैं।
to a discernible revival and a major expansion in tourist football. Tourism in Pakistan has increased 300% over the past few years, from 500,000 in 2013 to 1.7 million in 2017. According to World Travel and Tourism Council last year, revenue from tourism contributed around 19.4 billion to Pakistan's economy and made up 6.9% of gross domestic product. It expects that it will rise to 36.1 billion within a decade. These are conservative estimates. International tourism moguls are taking note, dubbing Pakistan as one of the most attractive destinations, calling it the next big thing in international tourism. The expansion, however, has materialized so far mostly in the domestic segment, and the security variable has remained a key determinant. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8 months that we have been in office, this government has perhaps done more to promote tourism than any predecessor. There are 4 areas where we have seen tangible outcomes. Firstly, we have made it easier for the world to travel to Pakistan. Pakistan's visa policy has been thoroughly revamped. Allow me to share with you the salience. A. Visa fee has been rationalized from as high as $595 to a maximum of $65. For for most Asian and African countries, averaging $20 to $25 only. Electronic visa facility will be available to citizens of 175 countries within 7 to 10 days of online payment. And visa on arrival facility will be given to 50 countries. Barring few locations, visitors would require no prior clearance for movement. Importantly, all roads leading to international border crossings would be open to foreigners. NOC requirements for accessing them have been done away with. For overseas Pakistanis, missions abroad will be issuing up to 5-year multiple entry visas. May I also add that the Federal Cabinet has recently approved a new aviation policy aimed at promoting tourism, particularly to our northern areas. Secondly, negative travel advisories by major countries have been an impediment, raising insurance costs and discouraging everything except essential travel. The Foreign Office is making concerted efforts to have the advisories removed or softened. Portugal has removed it. Other countries, including Canada and France, have softened it. This, of course, remains an ongoing endeavor. The more successful events we are able to pull off, the better the security perception, the stronger our case. Thirdly, with the inauguration of Kartarpur Corridor, we have not only undertaken an important confidence building initiative with India, but also given impetus to spiritual tourism in Pakistan. The corridor is set to be put in place by November this year, in time for Baba Guru Nanak's 550th birth anniversary celebrations. Kartarpur and the spirit it embodies is a beginning. We can expect more such initiatives. For pilgrims coming to Pakistan, for not just Sikh but also Buddhist, Hindu and Islamic Sufi sites of global significance. Fourthly, we have put in place institutional mechanisms to oversee reform in the tourism sector. A national task force headed by the Prime Minister is in place, working inter alia on identifying and developing new tourist destinations across Pakistan. A National Tourism Coordination Board bringing together all relevant federal agencies has also been set up to market Pakistani tourism and provide technical assistance to the provinces. These measures, ladies and gentlemen, are only a start. They lay the groundwork for the expected takeoff that is yet to materialize. The laundry list of things to do is long, but a beginning has been made and it has to be built upon. 5 priority actions come to my mind. A. Governments, federal, provincial and local, the aviation industry and the hospitality, services and transport sectors will all have to work in tandem. B. We will have to build upon Pakistan's many comparative advantages, which include the vast diversity of exotic landscapes, climes and cultures, our central location, our favorable exchange rate and cost effectiveness, and our vast human resource. C. We will have to address weaknesses. Continual efforts need to be made to combat the negative stereotyping, improve coordination, and build capacities. In particular, we'll have to work on improving our marketing frameworks and skills and automating systems and procedures to provide for a seamless experience for the traveler. We will have to learn from experiences of Malaysia, Turkey, and the UAE that have emerged as important tourist hubs. And we will have to specialize building niche sectors in adventure, environment and ecotourism, sports and culture, health and education, spirituality and leisure, centered around specific events and locations. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy that this conference is being organized and an effort is being put to open this country to tourists coming from all over the world. We have a lot of potential, untapped potential. I'm delighted to see the Minister for Tourism from KPK, Mr. Atif Khan, and Raja Yasir from Punjab, the Minister for Tourism. They're both here and are both committed to facilitate tourists coming from abroad. It will help improve Pakistan's image. It will help promote economic growth in Pakistan, activity, and create a win-win situation for private investors. Sky is the limit, provided we get our act together. Nature has been kind to us. We only have to organize ourselves and facilitate the travelers. This government is very keen to do so. We do understand that the private sector will certainly play the most important part in promoting tourism, and this government will help and facilitate your business interests. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really inspirational. While the rest in the past half day, we've been talking about the nitty-gritty in the presence of such distinguished guests, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome, because this actually doing towards promoting tourism. Never before has the government actually collaborated and come in a summit. These kind of travel summits.
All of you, I'm very happy for a reason coming from Dubai. 18 years back when I went to Dubai, and I've witnessed the success story of Sheikh Mohammed Dubai. Amazing, amazing that we are not that much behind. When Dubai started their journey, I was not happy because he was so busy, hardly he waved a hand to me, and I went back to my Dubai stand. But I was happy that he was engaged to sell destination Pakistan. And again, I'm very happy that today we have seen Shah Mehmood Qureshi Sahab, the way he was talking, about tourism. So I think there is potential of tourism in Pakistan, and I have today a very heavyweight panel. And I would like to invite all of you, the panelists, one by one, to come, because I have only 45 minutes, and if I count 11 panelists, I think it will be only less than 4 minutes, So I will start actually I would like to invite another minister from Balochistan, Abdul Khalik Hazara Sahab, if you can join us also. And I would like to invite my colleagues, my best friend. We started together our journey in 1993-94. Hasib Gardezi, the Chief Operating Officer of biggest hotel group in Pakistan, Hashu Group. And I would like to invite Mr. Aziz Bulani, that if you can join us also. He is the chairman of Pakistan Association Tour Operator. To put first question actually to His Excellency Minister Shah Mehmood Qureshi sir. Because Pakistanis as a tourist countries are number 5. We are enjoying, we are reaping good revenue from Pakistanis. How many flights going from here? All outbound. And in my opinion, Shah Sahab, major problem is the infrastructure. Until you will not create an infrastructure, people cannot come. In front of Burj Khalifa. So hotel rates are skyrocket high, and then that is the reason that the tourist is not traveling to Pakistan because standards are not matching with the world. And this is a reality. So my question is exactly the plans from the government to have really infrastructure, because rightly said by one of the audience that if you go from here to the north.
To begin with, what Pakistan required was a vision. There was no vision for tourism. We had the sites, we have beautiful locations, but we did not tap on them. So what we thought, what we require is a framework, a vision, and then facilitate, create an enabling environment for the private sector to come and work with the government and promote tourism. You know, we've inherited a difficult economic situation, and one of the challenges Pakistan faces is forex reserves. And we have realized that one very quick way of generating forex reserves is through promoting tourism. It is a project which is not of a long gestation. It can have immediate results. On top of that, with the new sort of electronic connectivity and the advent of social media, Pakistan is being exposed to Pakistanis. Many of us do not realize the treasures we have. We are not aware of them. We have to sell them and we have to promote them. In doing so, we also have to create the physical infrastructure that is lacking. That will come through the private sector. Obviously, investors, when they see a decent return on their investment, they will come forward. The government has to give you, obviously, the security, and one of the major impediments was the security situation. Fortunately, now, the security situation has dramatically improved, and that is why when I have foreign ministers come and see me, I request them to revisit their travel advisories vis-a-vis Pakistan, so that people can come and visit us and see for themselves what Pakistan is all about. Seeing is believing. We have done our bit, and the first step that we have taken is liberalization of visas. The second step that we are trying to promote is connectivity. So, liberalization of visas, connectivity, bringing in and building a partnership with the private sector will help promote tourism. It will generate jobs. So, in a country which has the bulk of a population living, falling in the category of youth, employment generation is a high priority of our government. So, employment generation, building forest reserves, earning dollars, and providing entertainment to the domestic population. there are close to 9 million Pakistanis are diaspora. The strength is almost 9 million. Many of them come for vacations. If we can package such tours that they can link their family vacations with a sort of visit of some area of their interest, it will be a win-win. You know, they do take holidays. Many of them go to Spain, to Europe, and other places. Coming home, you know, will have a double impact. They come, reconnect with their culture, with their family, and also have a family holiday. So we are trying to package something which has something for everyone. And the Minister for Tourism, KPK, our friends from Punjab, and I'm sure KPK and the northern areas, Gilgit-Baltistan, Balochistan, in coordination will come up. Azad Kashmir, obviously, it's one of the most scenic places we have in the country. Obviously, the President is here, but the most scenic places we have. They can come up with a coordinated package, which the federal government will fully support. I wish you all the best, and I would beg your pardon. I have to leave because I'm expecting a call, an overseas important call, which I have to attend to. So thank you for the
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your... So we will continue our session, and my next question will go to a destination. The Emperor Jahangir once said that if there is a heaven in the earth, a Jannat in the earth, that can be only Kashmir. And this was, I don't know how many years back. Neelam Valley, Ravla Fort, Banjosa Lake, Ramkot Fort, Peer Chinasi, Lipa Valley, Red Fort, and name it, so many places. But I'm angry with the President.
500,000 tourists, and in 2017 we had 1.5 million tourists from Pakistan, and this is the average. So you were not one of those 1.5 million tourists, and that's why you have complained against the steps that have been taken by the The second thing that I want to highlight, shall I stop here?
No, please continue.
You have a follow-up?
No, please continue.
You know, what I'm saying is that we have lots to offer to the tourists in Pakistan, and with the relaxation in the visa regime recently, we are opening our doors wider to foreign tourists, and they will be able to come to the places that you have mentioned. But let me tell you what we have there and what are popular destinations. We have, of course, scenic tourism. In addition, we have archaeological and heritage tourism, and there are many sites there, and shrines and temples that people visit. We also have eco-tourism there, and we also have adventure tourism. You'd be surprised to know that in the tourism galas that we have organized over the years, paragliders have been there, zip liners have been used, we have chair lifts, we have high summits, of course, there. And there has been a beginning in regard to rafting, flying, and also trekking is very popular. So what we're trying to do is to attract as many tourists as possible. Let me also tell you that in Azad Kashmir, right now, our utmost priority is to upgrade our infrastructure, the road infrastructure, because if roads are good, then more tourists would come to Azad Kashmir. The second priority that we have is accommodation, hotels, motels, log huts, standardized, 3-star, 4-star. And the third is development of theme parks or sports parks Let me tell you that there is a PC Pearl Continental in Muzaffarabad, and a Pearl Continental in Mirpur is nearing completion, and according to Murtaza Hashwani, this is going to be the best PC in Pakistan. So, but we are also focusing on smaller facilities for these visitors, for these tourists, bread and breakfast facilities. So the upshot is that Azad Kashmir is ready to absorb and receive and extend hospitality to more tourists. What I would say, because perceptions about Azad Kashmir, I don't know what perceptions you have, but it is one of the most secure regions in the whole of Pakistan. The lowest crime rate, the highest educational score, and it's a secure place. So you're most welcome. I mean, through this forum and through this platform, I invite all of those who are present here to come to Azad Kashmir and see the beauty of Azad Kashmir, the celestial beauty of Azad Kashmir. But in addition to that, we would have many other dimensions covered. Let me also tell you that we're working with the diaspora community in the United Kingdom, in Europe, North America, and also the Gulf region. We're trying to leverage their strengths, inviting entrepreneurs to come to Mirpur, to Muzaffarabad, to Rawalakot, other hubs, and invest in the development of infrastructure. We have passed the requisite legislation in the Azad Kashmir Assembly and enabling ordinances which create the enabling and salutary environment for the promotion of tourism. I'll stop here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lot more to promote destination Jinnah, and all of us, we are along with you now to promote such a beautiful destination. I was in Multan.
In heritage, but there were only 2 destinations which you could really call tourist destinations. And there are so many other places which could have been easily developed over the years. But as you already said, that you are angry with, I don't know, everybody who's in government, that we have been unable to develop them as destinations. But of course, by building a new destination, you mean that a place where people could go and stay and, for a few days and have things to do in those few days, right? So this government, we have identified 8 different districts where we can develop new destinations. Starting from Kotli Satya, which is right between Azad Kashmir and Murree, and its landscape is very different from Murree. It's got an open feeling to it. And there's a river flowing right in between Azad Kashmir and Murree, River Jhelum, where activities along the river can be developed. But coming to your question about the Lake District we are trying to develop, that's right in the middle of Islamabad and Lahore. And unfortunately, many people haven't visited it and most don't know about it. It's right on the motorway. There are 3 exits on the motorway which can take you there. There are 26 lakes around it. And the landscape is, I won't say it's any different from north of England or Scotland. And you'll be amazed to see that there are waterfalls over there. There are natural lakes, and there are lakes which were man-built by building dams, of course. But because of it's all in the salt range area, and there is cultural heritage also. It's ancient. It's mentioned in Mahabharata, the area. So there's history around it. There's myths around it. Katas Raj is there. So what we are trying to do now is that we have identified these 8 new destinations which we are going to build in the next 5 years, and we are going to have activities, adventure tourism over there, make a master plan, identify what private companies can do, and do what the government needs to do. So end of the day, we are coming up with a mechanism for the investors, so that it's more convenient for them to invest. Right now, TDCP has got a very limited ambit. It can only develop resorts for its own, but we are making a tourism development authority which can acquire land in those touristy areas and develop master plans and then sell that land to the private sector so that they can, because tourism industry is going to be led by the private sector. There's no other way around. So we have to have a very easy mechanism for them to operate. So we're doing all that, and inshallah you'll see that in the next few years there are going to be many, other than this also, many other destinations which are going to come up in Punjab.
Right. Thank you very much. Because I have more given time, although there is a protocol also to the government.
Who does not use Opera as a technology. However, let me tell you also that Opera is not the end. You would see very soon we have got a whole division set up by Murtaza Hashwani, and I'm very happy, a very bright young man, Andre, is sitting around somewhere here, who is actually working for our group.
Yeah.
Not only for the group, but our opportunity is not to work for the technology for ourselves also, but we will take this technology to all the hospitality partners, be it the travel agents, be it hotels and all that. We will offer that generic, our purpose-made, custom-made technology to all our hospitality partners in Pakistan. And I can tell you that you will very soon see that kind of, not only that, also a marketing support management, where you would have a marketing support for any individual who can run a hotel under our platforms that we are going to develop. And that's what technology is going to evolve. Now, on President Azad Kashmir point, I would like to clarify one thing. You remember when we were in school, every time everybody used to tell us, oh, अच्छा कश्मीर तो जी वो इंडिया के पास रह गया है, हमारे पास तो जो कश्मीर आया जी उसमें तो कुछ भी नहीं. You know, we had this mindset that the Kashmir that India has a beauty, but the Kashmir that we have, nothing, until I actually visited. And sir, congratulations. And let me tell you, we are also opening up in Rawalakot. So we have also decided that not only the 5-star hotels are the need, but also the limited select service is a very, very important need. You would also see that in Gilgit-Baltistan, we are setting up a lot of infrastructure of our own, and also partnering by franchising and management models. And inshallah, it's a start. And as I said, that the present government under the Prime Minister and the young ministers and the dynamism was a bit lacking previously. So now, since there is a direction, since there is a vision, since everybody is talking about tourism, you must also see this is the 3rd year that you are coming to Pakistan to moderating this situation. Had you came before, 40, 45 years before? No. It's a big change. So let give a new Pakistan, a new vision, a try. Not only the try, but also commitment from all the stakeholders that we forget who is the competition and not. Is country, is state, is Pakistan, we all belong to that. The other thing is, unless all our 220 million people believe in the tourism, we don't need only foreigners. We need our own domestic tourism. And that's the backbone of China, that's the backbone of Japan. I just came back from Tokyo. You know, after a certain year, the government of Tokyo give you money for elderly people to actually travel within Japan, and they actually support you to go and do the tourism. I think there is a great hope, and you will find our support around. Thank you.
I have just one more time, to His Excellency Sardar Masood Khan sir. I mean, see, this event like landmark, it happened PTM in Karachi, it happened PTS now in Islamabad. I mean, I personally coming from Dubai for a reason because, for investors also, it's a good opening for the investors also. So, do you have any plan in future to work with the private, like with Ali or Bukhari Sahab with the landmark, to organize such event in Azad Kashmir?
Well, let me put it this way, that two things have hugely helped tourism towards Pakistan and Azad Kashmir. One is the improvement in the security situation, and this is a general perception abroad. And the second thing is that very prestigious magazines and media networks have written positively about the kind of tourism that we can offer. You would recall the write-up which was broadcast and disseminated by Forbes, or the CNN talking about the British Backpackers Society, and they said that GB and Azad Kashmir, they are excellent for adventure tourism. So what I want to say here is that in terms of facilities, we are opening up. We are engaging the private sector, domestic private sector, and private sector represented by the diaspora community, entrepreneurs from abroad. We have a big diaspora community in the United Kingdom. There are about 1.2 million Azad Kashmiris living in the United Kingdom. And there's a sprinkling all over Europe, and we have a concentration in the Gulf region and North America. We invite all of them. And in that context, Landmark from Karachi is also most welcome. Let me also tell you that we have taken a few steps. One is that, of course, this year is the year of tourism for Azad Kashmir. We are celebrating it. And we're going to hold and host conferences and seminars for awareness raising. There will be tourism walks throughout Azad Kashmir. We are also going to organize these big galas which would have book exhibitions and artifacts from our archaeological heritage and so on. And we would have, as I mentioned, adventure tourism there. But other specific measures that we have taken, and I want to highlight them. One is tourist e-facilitation, and that includes smart cards solutions at entry points. We're also going to launch mobile apps when they reach Kohala or Azad Pattan or other places, entry points. SMS services also. Then we have approached, we have reached out to the banks, both the private banks and the State Bank of Pakistan, and all Azad Jammu and Kashmir banks are going to spend 15% annually on tourism. The State Bank of Pakistan is going to offer loans for tourism at 6% markup for male entrepreneurs and 5% for female entrepreneurs. Private sector there is most welcome, and there are two, in fact, entities which would specifically deal with the private sector investment in tourism. There is the State Tourism Executive Committee, and there is also a project planning unit. So what I want to say very briefly to you, you are most welcome, as you said in your opening remarks, that Azad Kashmir is part of Jammu and Kashmir, and it is paradise on earth. And I do agree with your opinion, sir, that Azad Kashmir also has just simply stunning beauty, whether it is the Neelam Valley or the Jhelum Valley, or whether it's the Banjosa, or whether you have these tall peaks, highest peaks in the region. And these include, you mentioned Peer Chanasi, but there is also Ganga Choti, and there is Lasdanna and Haji Peer and Toli Peer. So you're all most welcome to that land of beauty. And let me tell you that the people there, including the government, are hospitable. Most welcome to Azad Kashmir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Perspective, I think providing the basic infrastructure, that is the province's main responsibility, like road, electricity, security. That is the basic things which the government needs to provide. And then facilitate and allow the private sector to come and invest. And you just have to facilitate them. They will find their way, and if they make profits, if they are happy, more and more investors will come, and they will invest, and things will keep on moving in the right direction. So two things have been taken care of, two needs to be taken care of. And regarding visit to seminars or trade fairs in other countries or abroad, unfortunately, when I visited Berlin, only Gilgit-Baltistan was present there, and for the first time, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was present there. So, when I saw the pavilion or stall of India or other countries, much smaller than Pakistan, but they had big stalls, there was presence of every province of there, there was a presence from private sector. So what we need to do is make sure that we are present there. If we are absent and if we are not seen there, so how can tourists come there if we don't interact with the tourism boards, if we don't interact with the tour operators? So that is the first step. We should make sure that every province, the federal government is present in each and every tourism fair and taking along the private sector. Because they will pursue, they will keep on contacting them. I believe that the government has a certain role, and after that line, the role of private sector begins. So we have to be very clear what is the role of government and what is the role of private sector. And I think if we support each other, there is nothing which can stop Pakistan from being one of the best tourist destination in the world. And regarding CPAC, honestly, I didn't had any proper discussion at the federal level to promote tourism in connection with the CPAC. I've heard many things about industrial states and other commercial activities, but not specifically. And you have raised a point which certainly we should look into, promoting tourism specifically in connection with the CPAC. Thank you.
Thank you. Fida Khan Sahab.
बल्तिस्तान खुदा के फजल करम से खूबसूरती के हवाले से स्विट्ज़रलैंड से कम नहीं है। जन्नत नज़ीर गिलगित बल्तिस्तान को कहा जाता है। गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में सबसे बड़ी बात वहाँ पे पीस है, खूबसूरती है, और 4 सीज़न गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में हैं। और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में हर किस्म के टूरिस्ट वहाँ घूम सकते हैं। मिसाल के तौर पर गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में अल्लाह की तरफ से दिए हुए बहुत सारे ग्लेशियर्स हैं, K2 पहाड़ हैं, नंगे पर्वत हैं, उसके अलावा बहुत सारे ऐसे पहाड़ हैं जो पूरे यूरोप के लोग गिलगित बल्तिस्तान।
So Balochistan is a full of beauty. You have a white sandy beach, amazing seafood, mountains, fruit, people, culture. And in Dubai, the expensive prawns are coming from Gwadar. And it
is not NFC award that you are going on population basis if you are distributing. It is tourism. So Balochistan is the largest province. That's why I think according to that largest province, you are going to give me time. I'm very sorry.
From Islamabad to present this gift to you. As the only all-weather strategic cooperative partners and the best brothers, we should have more frequent and closer people-to-people exchange. There are population of 30 million. Our international airport handling 50 million passengers last year. So I should to say that whoever wins the Chinese tourists, who win the wealth and opportunities. Let me give you an example. The industry also developed rapidly. It has become a new dynamic, rapid economic growth of the new coastal tourism city. About the friendship between China and Pakistan.
Therefore, we will promote the direct flight from Chandu to Lahore as soon as possible. In our library and famous scenic spots, and personally brought a travel agency delegation to Pakistan for Pakistan One Belt, One Road instructions such as investment committees to participate in. We would provide free office spaces.
Service industry can impact the future of tourism in Pakistan. I would like to welcome our panel moderator, Javed Iqbal, who is the CEO and co-founder of Transformix. And he lives by one motto, which is why we became friends, which is also related to tourism.
Fabulous time to be Pakistani. What a fabulous time to be doing what we're doing right now. As they talked about the $50 billion industry that tourism should be over the next. Now, as my fellow colleagues have already mentioned, it is not going to be the governments of these organizations, of these countries, that are going to make that happen. He's the Chief Commercial Officer for a team. We have Ali Ghaffar. And the documentary Saving Face was built on his body of work. Let's introduce one of the most renowned plastic surgeons in the world, Dr. Mohammad Javad. Mr. Azim Qureshi. Can we call you the least? He's the CEO of Inbox Business Technologies, one of the premier technology services firms of the country, Mir Nasir. Being here, this is very intimidating for me. There are too many heavy hitters on this side.
I'd actually go back a little bit more, right?
You mentioned a few years more.
I used to be a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley, and I came back to Pakistan, Ravi Shankar, to come with me. When he came to Pakistan, he was blown away by it. When we took him to Takshila, he said, this is where the ancient books of Ayurveda and the Vedas were written. And teaching, I also joined Mobilink, and it was owned by the Oriscom Group, which we have 18 right here represented. And my boss, Nadeem Suarez, also, the challenge was getting land, right? Because of a lot of local body authority. Again, the governments change, things change over the years. But then, come to now, right? When I was in the 30 million passengers, and make this a major region hub. So, the other thing we did was the special economic zones that we're developing, right? In Pakistan, they're not only industrial zones. So you give major tax incentives and facilities to develop, in those special economic zones, resorts and entertainment facilities. So it can be expanded to do much more. I think the policy infrastructure is in place. It now just needs to take advantage of and build upon.
Excellent, thank you. So I want to take that same concept, some of the wins and some of the challenges, and how you and the team were able to either overcome them or are still trying to overcome them.
Because KP was much more difficult. Remember 2013? The journey that we made in KP has given us so much hope and experience. And that is why I feel what we did was that we rebranded KP. I was working with the tourism province of peace and beauty. So learning from that experience, what we are to speak and represent itself. So Pakistan needs to speak through a particular brand identity. Two people over there, and the security guard, small things are daily. The security guard over there we train. So he comes smiling to you, he's not only going to...
I love the concept of moment of wows, and I want to switch it to two folks on here that try to create those moment of wows, I guess, from their hospital as well, have been those moment of wows, if you will, that your group has been able to create in it.
Something amazing for Pakistanis. And Saturday Nashwani saw our hotels as the self is fantastic for the people who work with us. And we want to really open that up to more and more people. Amazing exposure that we get to people from all over the world, and that opportunity to serve people on a daily basis is really where those wow moments come to life. And so because hotels have been kind of the public square, so to speak, of Pakistan for so long, that's really where it's all happening. So it's highlighting.
Only also doing a very successful job. From last 2 decades, we nation. When I talk about as a hotelier, we survived 30% was the local market, 70 was the foreigners. But we converted it to 80-20. In fact, that was the past what we did. Current, what we have, condition of hiring that we don't let people go, whether it is getting rid at our hotels and all other hotels also doing, that we do is even, we just not become a hotel.
Growth, sustainable growth of going up to 50 billion. So we've created property. We've sold for a good chunk of around 250 apartments. And those will not come full year. So you create and you manage it for him. He creates rental yields. You talk to his trading mentality and you bring him in. We have succeeded in doing that, and we are continuing to do that this year. And hopefully things will evolve in a better way. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. So opening up channels of financial transactions, commercial transactions, many others as well. I know, Huma, you have a lot of expertise from the legal and policy side of these, where you're helping a lot of clients, both here and abroad, where you've been able to facilitate that better. And how can that sort of stride be brought?
The most important thing is, well, he's just giving us the numbers for investors, local or foreign, legal environment for the businesses to operate, which is the key factor. In order to do that, the government in the past and recently has been working on ease of doing business. And and I'm happy to say the ranking has improved. This shows the commitment of the government to improve the legal framework to make it so much easier for any business, whether it's local, any startup, any companies, international, or whether it's foreign direct investment, to find it easier to come into this market with an environment which is favorable, the legal environment. So, and go into one window solution or one building and get their companies registered, their bank accounts opened, their NTN numbers issued, investors, especially foreign investors. So that is one key point which I would like to bring on the table here, and that will help a lot of industry here. Secondly, about any businesses coming in, we've also been working with there's a whole market out there for every strata of society, every income strata to be able to enjoy tourism. Local tourism is a lot. And these international chains are interested, but the problem is that there is no legislation or framework for come in and cater to a lot more people. And people have the money to go for local tourism. As you say, we were just talking with Naeem that in Gilgit-Baltistan, we were amazed at how many people now go and access that.
Aftab Rahman Rana and Ar Hamdan.